All right, we're joined by head coach Seb Hines. Seb, you can start us off with initial thoughts on tonight's game.
It was a really pleasing result. A lot of positives out of the game. First of all, getting a win, getting that feeling back. Secondary, scoring some goals as well, which we've needed. And then I think the biggest highlight of tonight was getting Luana back onto the field. I think that was a real special moment for everyone. For her to go through what she's been through and then go onto the field and show her class was like so pleasing to see. So a lot of really good moments today.
Sorry, Sean.
Obviously had a lot of changes tonight to the lineup. Can you talk about how you felt, especially for the players who haven't been playing regularly, how they did tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a slow start, and that's expected. Like you said, there was a lot of players, a lot of rotation. Players, haven't had a lot of minutes, and trying to find that continuity within the team took us probably until the second half. But yeah, like I said, that was expected in the first half. We still created some good chances, but second half we started to show our class. Dictating the tempo of the game, creating a lot of opportunities, more aggressive in the press and regains. So that was really pleasing to see.
Going off of that, the first half was sort of what we've been seeing from this team. A lot of possession, a lot of chances, but just not being able to convert. Can you talk about the mood of the team at halftime?
I think there was a bit of disappointment, but they're very optimistic. They found the gaps that Aluawenze were presenting for us. We've managed to find, Ali Lamos and Summer Yates in those pockets of space, and then we looked a little bit more direct once we got it in those positions, getting Simone Jackson isolated against the fullback as well. And obviously we moved Grace Chander into a more familiar position. She was doing a job for us at fullback, but you could see that she was uncomfortable there. So moving her into a high position was an opportunity for her to showcase her qualities. It's never due to a lack of effort. The players are always giving their best, are always giving everything that they've got. I think the first half was just a lack of playing time that they've had building up to this game.
I want to ask about Grace Chanda. You started her in the back line, and then at halftime moved her in a more natural position in the attacking role. You talk a lot about versatile players and wanting to have versatile players who could play all over the field. Can you talk about her performance tonight, especially playing two different roles?
Yeah. I think she's a terrific athlete, a really good footballer as well. And I think everyone could see in that first half she wasn't as used to playing as a fullback, being with the line, defensive line, with a player on the outside. When you haven't had that sort of experience and, you're thrown in at the deep end, it can be tough. But, you could see in the second half she was a lot more comfortable. She got the ball wide, she dribbled, she was making good decisions on the ball. So, it was a little bit of experiment, and we wanted to rest some players as well because we've got a tough schedule coming up, and we wanted to see if Grace could play fullback or wing or even towards the end, she played in a central position as well. I think the highlight for her today was getting through a 90-minute game and leaving the field with a lot of confidence after it.
You mentioned Luana earlier, and when she came on, she immediately made an impact. She almost had an assist there right away. Can you talk a little bit about not just her coming back, but also how she played?
Yeah, credit to the medical staff at Orlando Health and obviously our own medical staff to get her to a place where she can come on and contribute and never look out of place as well. Like you said, she nearly had an assist with her first touch. She nearly had a goal as well. It was just so pleasing to see because behind the scenes we know how much work she's put into putting herself in a position where she can actually contribute to minutes and winning us football matches. So yeah, I thought her performance was terrific, even though it was for just over 20 minutes. She certainly made an impact as soon as she came on, and that's what we expect from all our players who come off the bench.
With the attacking or the scoring struggles, I guess, recently, and then being able to score was 3 tonight. How do you try to create that momentum going forward and into the next weekend?
Well, days like this help, I think, especially for players like Julie Doyle getting off the mark. She's had a real stop-start season, obviously suffering with a big injury and then playing here and there, but that should give her a lot of confidence getting on the score sheet tonight. The same for Simone Jackson as well. Feeling that confidence of, the ball hitting the back of the net can only help them, bring that into next week as well. And yeah, Carson as well, contributing from a left back position, and just, we said before the game, just if it presents itself, give it a go, and she certainly did that by hitting it in the top of the net. So yeah, there's obviously areas that we want to continue to work on to create some more chances. I think we had a lot of shots today that that it hits the defenders, and credit to them making it super difficult for us to get any real clear-cut opportunities, but we were persistent with what our objectives were, and yeah, it's a good feeling winning the game by 3-0 and scoring some goals and taking that confidence into the next game.
You spoke last week about, we spoke about how you had different lineups, especially up top, trying to figure out how you're going to replace Barbara up there. In a game like this, how much of it is putting a lineup out there that can perform and get the result you need, but also kind of, figuring out how to, replace an injured player like that or whatever without having it hurt in the league?
If I keep getting asked this question, then I'll keep giving the same answer. Barbara's not a player you can replace. She's a world-class player for a reason, and so it gives us an opportunity like tonight to experiment. So you could see Julie started as a 9, and Julie has different qualities to Barbara. Priska has different qualities as well. Elise coming off the bench, and again, she has different qualities. So days like today gives us an opportunity to experiment and see what the best solutions are, and it also gives the players an opportunity to express themselves and put in our minds, why they should play. We also have a player like Simone Charlie who has done extremely well when she's come off the bench. So yeah, we're not short of options. Like I said, to replace Barbara is really difficult, but all of our players, all of our forwards have different qualities, and I'm sure with the confidence that they have in themselves can contribute for this for the rest of the season.
All right, thank you all. Thanks, Seb.
Thank you.